Hello everyone, welcome to today's forum. Solidarity is the key to the resolution of problems. Jointly fight against illegal tax cases. I'm the host, Jess. The end of 2021 is around the corner, and tomorrow, December 20th, is the International Human Solidarity Day. Nowadays, the world has confronted continuous trials. Issues such as ecology, pandemic, human rights, poverty, and so on surface apparently. Merely a person's power is far insufficient to solve neither the problems that have been rooted deeply in the society nor the severe disaster. By means of solidarity, the more possible for us to resolve the crisis. Solidarity is the key to the resolution of many thorny problems. The next speaker will share the obvious improvement in her health with each audience and show her anger of the illegal actions of the Taxation Bureau.
Host and good friends on the Zoom call, good day. I would like to share my story with you all today. I've been weak and sick growing up. Rhinitis and asthma made life really hard. Whenever I had an asthma attack, I couldn't breathe. My eyes were often sensitive to light, which made it hard to keep them open. Every day, I had to take a break around 11 a.m. in order to keep me going for the rest of the day. And undoubtedly, it seriously affected my work performance. Then at the age of 5, my mother left us. All of a sudden, I didn't have anyone to rely on. Soon, anxiety and low confidence followed. Life after marriage was not smooth either. All the setbacks caused imbalance both physically and mentally. Eventually, my body collapsed. Worst of all, I didn't even have the strength to wring a towel or hold a pen to write. Though I was hospitalized for a thorough examination, doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. In 1993, my brother-in-law introduced me to Taiwan to practice Qigong. In the mentorship formalization ceremony, Shifu said to me, "Why do you have so much going on in your mind?" That was the first time ever in my life that I felt someone understood and cared about me. It still warms my heart whenever I think of that moment. It brought peace and harmony to my heart. Since then, I have practiced Qigong diligently, helped clean the academy when I had time, and enjoyed listening to brothers and sisters' stories of practicing Qigong. I have learned to think positively and how to relax and enjoy life, which helped improve my physical and mental condition a lot. My asthma had stopped, my rhinitis had gradually gotten better, and I started to feel happy. I have totally transformed from lingering on my feeble existence to a healthy and lively person. On December 19, 1996, 3 years after I joined Taijimen, the then prosecutor Hou Kuanren led armed police to search Taijimen with no legitimate reasons. That night, I went to the academy to find out what was going on. I saw that the academy had been rummaged through, and some senior brothers and sisters were taken to the city investigation department for questioning. I couldn't help but start to worry that I could be the next one to be questioned. After all, I had been helping out with similar matters at the academy with them. All of a sudden, I was overwhelmed with fear. What do I do with my little children if I was taken away? Will I lose my job in the government? What if father finds out and gets mad at me? Waves and waves of worries and anxiety pulled me back into a state of chronic panic and nervousness, and eventually caused psychosis. For so many years, I either couldn't sleep or woke up with a nightmare. And because of the biased reporting on the news about Taijimen raising goblins and evading taxes, my 2 children were teased by classmates and paid special attention by teachers. As a mother, I felt helpless and heartbroken. Since then, I was often bullied at work. Colleagues whispered gossip behind my back, and suddenly became quiet, then broke up when they saw me coming. I had to face this situation almost every day. Later, Ho Kuan-ren formed a self-remedy committee and called upon the public to sign up as victims for a monetary reward. My husband asked me to sign up, but I refused. It was my own decision to join Taijimen. I found a good place to help myself gain peace of mind and live a positive life in Taijimen. This place is different from what's been said in the news. Furthermore, how could I sue someone to whom I am indebted? Therefore, I continued to go to the academy to practice Qigong. However, I often found myself locked out of home afterward. It was often my son who helped to let me in. However, because I did not obey my husband and insisted on practicing Qigong, he beat me when I got home. He finally stopped when my son blocked and begged him to stop. I was so afraid of the physical violence that I would sleep on the floor by the dining table. During that period of time, I was in a constant state of stress, helplessness, and sleeplessness. All I could do was grin and bear it. Gradually, I became a person with no voice at home. However, even though the situation was so difficult, I still insisted on practicing Qigong at Taijimen because Shifu taught me to face difficulties in a positive way. I would never give up. I could only encourage myself to be brave and move forward. Once at a seminar, the instructor made a comment in the class that Taijimen was an illegal organization. As a Taijimen Dizi, I knew the truth. So I raised my hand and reminded the instructor that, as a teacher, he ought to be careful in verifying the information before making such a comment, because it would have a great impact. At that time, public opinions were all against Taijimen. I encountered a lot of difficulties. I also knew that many brothers and sisters were afraid to come to practice Qigong because of their families' misunderstandings and pressure from public opinion. Later, some got sick and passed away. This made me really sad. All of this was the result of Ho Kuan-ren's abuse of power and defamation of Taijimen. Now, after 25 years, the Taijimen case is still not closed, despite the decision of the third judicial instance that Taijimen is not guilty and does not owe taxes. National Taxation Bureau even auctioned off Taijimen's sacred land based on Ho Kuan-ren's illegal indictment. In fact, during the course of the case, the Taxation Bureau has abused its power illegally in many ways, such as Zhang Shenghe's alteration of official documents using the whiteout. He promised to revoke the tax bill at the public hearing of the Legislative Yuan, only to break his own promise later on. He unlawfully froze people's property and enforced an illegal execution on the property. He continued to issue illegal tax bills against Taijimen, ignoring the court's ruling. He issued tax bills after the taxing period has expired, which is not only illegal, but also invalid. This is how the Taxation Bureau runs the business. They know the law and break the law, putting civilians at their mercy. As a retired government official, I feel very shameful. Taijimen case has been going on for 25 years. I hope that officials will grow a conscience and bravely admit their mistakes and right their wrongdoings. In accordance with Article 117 of the Administrative Procedure Act, the illegal tax bill for 1992 should be revoked and the sacred land returned to Taijimen. As for the law-bending officials, such as Ho Kuan-ren and Zhang Shenghe, the government should take a bold step and issue severe discipline so that they will not continue to harm the people. This is what a country of democracy and rule of law should do. That's all I have to share. Thank you.
Thanks the speaker for her sharing. She raised the government's inappropriate actions and narrated her suffering undertaken as a person involved. The greedy officials didn't care about whatever injury others might have. They insisted on their faith of doing bad things and gained countless benefits from performing such an action, while the speaker insisted on the correct things and the justice. She was bullied, isolated, and became a victim of domestic violence. If such a plot happened in the drama, many people will be furious about the evil deeds of the villains and the indifference of the outsiders of the case. However, in the reality, they perhaps become the kind of person they hate unwittingly, and the villains are still not punished. The greed for the desire of money always deceives people themselves unconsciously, making them conscienceless and distort the truth. Aside from the solidarity of the public to maintain and improve our society, it is also indispensable that the government consciously make impartial judgments and do their best to give people essential well-being. The next speaker will give her sharing on the melodies of the text and the democracy of our country, together with the simple introduction of International Human Solidarity Day.
Hello everyone, guys and all good friends online. My name is Jessie and the university students. The United Nations observed the International Day of Human Solidarity on December 20. The United States emphasized the importance of promoting international solidarities in the context of globalization and rising inequalities. Inclusion and solidarities should be used to alleviate global poverty and improve democratic freedoms, as well as economic, social, and environmental issues. Scholars believe that if a country goes through three political rotations, it will become democratic. Taiwan, on the other hand, has also gone through three political rounds, but the case of Taiwan's Taiwan shows that while the country has been democratized, even after three political rotations, this does not mean that the country has fully achieved a truly democratic state. The purpose of government's existence is protect the people and defend their rights under the rules of law. The current judicial system in Taiwan is sorry to people, because as long as the people are acquitted, the prosecutor will definitely appeal, because there are points in the company. But there is no responsibility for abuse of power to appeal. But people do spend a lot of time and energy on company. On December 19, 1996, the Taiwan case occurred. More than 400 serious media reports mirrored thematics and sentenced the inside at the time in an unsubstantiated and uninvestigated situation, and the victims were tens of thousands of families. Scholars refer to this case as legal text 228 because it involves serious violation of human rights. As a result of religious cleansing and political ratifications, the criminal court held an extremely carefully trial for 10 years and 3 months. On July 13, 2007, the criminal court ruled that Taiwan was innocent, tax-free, and not in violation of tax law, and the state compensated all defendants. It is also determined that the red envelope that the deceased gives their seafood is a gift in nature and is tax-free under Section 4, Paragraph 17 of the Income Tax Law. analyze the Taiwan case in light of criminal law, tax law, international human rights, governance, and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Scholars identifies 81 violations of the laws, demonstrating that the tax bill should not have existed in the first place and should be repealed in accordance with the law. Despite this, Taiwan land was forcibly auctioned off in violation of the law. Ironically, the prosecutor, who was chastised by the supervisory authority for a major violations, has yet to be punished, and he is still promoted as the deputy director of the agencies against corruption. Prosecutors exercise public power on behalf of the country in a democratic, law-governed countries rather than as a tool for rulers. They must not abuse their position of power and become the architects of injustice. Consider the case of prosecutors Ho Kuan-ren. He established Taiwan criminal injustice and transferred the incorrect company to the tax unit to create derivative tax injustice. It has been 25 years, and it is still violating people's human rights. How many government resources were squandered during this time period, and how many special, financial, and material resources were consumed by the people. Kenneth Jackson, former president of the United States, Redress and Temple University professor of law, have studied the Taiwan case for many years and wrote a paper titled "The Collapse of the Rule of Law: Taiwan's Taiwan Tax Case." This case is the most brutal denial of due process, the most brutal violation of fairness, and the most brutal violation of religious freedom. He stated flatly. December is Human Rights Month, and December 20th is International Human Solidarity Day. I hope that everyone can work together to oversee the administrations of the government in accordance with the law and make Taiwan a better place. However, in order to protect our human rights and the future, we must all work together. I sincerely urge the government to implement legal tax reforms as soon as possible, to have the courage to correct mistakes, and to redress all the legal and tax injustice as soon as possible in order to establish a true law-governed society. Then we can look forward to a bright future for our children and grandchildren. Thank you very much.
Thanks the speaker for her sharing. There are many globally unfairness and concerned problems that need all the citizens on the earth to unite and cooperate to solve. In Taiwan, what we can do is to unite to supervise whether the government enforces the policy according to the law. It is absolutely not shameful only if they are willing to change. So I hope that the government can pluck up their courage to reflect on and correct their own mistakes, and give people better quality of lives. As mentioned at the beginning, a man is much difficult to change the current state, and whoever is persecuted will have no choice but to bear all of the pain and sorrow solitarily. However, while everyone unites together against the evil force, we can invert the impossibility to the possibility just like the heroes in the fictions. In the end, let's watch a video about the story of the three little pigs and see how they strive for their rights and retrieve their own happiness.
Once upon a time, there is a mother pig who wanted her 3 children to be independent, so she let the 3 piglets to leave the house and build their own house outside.
It is time for us to go out into the world and start a new life. Yes, we have grown up. We can survive on our own strength. Let's stay up.
Wait, brothers, I think we should build the house nearby, so that in case of any trouble, we can help each other.
Brother, I agree with you. Well, I agree too, but I don't think that I will have any trouble.
After that, the 3 little pigs started to go shopping for their favorite house building materials and furniture.
I want to buy a dehumidifier. I don't want my house musty. We always wanted to live in a detached house. I built a 3-story house.
I think I should buy a part of them first, then think about what kind of house I want to build.
After a few weeks, Big Brother Pig and Second Brother Pig have built their own houses and live comfortably in their houses. But who knows, at this time a big wolf is silently staring at the 3 little pigs.
The dehumidifier I bought broke down and caught fire, burning my house and the furniture. My house was all burned down. The dehumidifier manufacturer gave me $1 million to compensate for my losses.
At this moment, the big wolf quietly approached the Big Brother Pig.
Oh no! Help! Help! It's the big wolf!
Hey, Piggy, don't be afraid. I won't eat you right now, but I saw you have an extra $1 million of income in your account. As long as you give me $200,000 in taxes, I won't eat you.
What? My house was burned down, and the money was a settlement of compensation. How can it be considered my income?
Oh, the money from the settlement. Anyway, if there is money in the account, I will assume it is income. That is income. It is income.
That's too much. I used all the money to rebuild my house. It is a compensation, not an income, not even any profits. There is no way to give such money to the big wolf.
At that moment, the big wolf quietly approached the second pig's house.
Piggy, I have seized an auction of your 2.5 million home because you have an unpaid 18,000 traffic ticket. You can't live here anymore. Get out of here.
After saying that, the big wolf kicked the second brother pig out and led the wolf family to seal the house.
What? I didn't get a penalty notice. And how can you seize a $2.5 million house when you pay 18,000 less? I'm going to be a homeless and live on the street. What can I do? I have to go to Little Brother Pig for help right away.
So, Big Brother Pig and Second second brother pig went to little brother pig for help.
Brothers, what happened to you? Why are you so scared?
My house was burned down, and a big wolf took the chance to rob me and ask for money. The big wolf also came to me and even auctioned off my house.
Oh no, the big wolf did the same thing to you. You know what? I bought a plot at them before. The animal court told the big wolf not to auction it, but they broke the law and forced the illegal auction, even nationalized it to the government.
Poor little piggy. It's all because of a fabricated tax bill 10 years ago, which pulled the tax bill of another black pig with the same name on your hip for 6 years. Since you were just a baby at that time, how could you have income and pay tax? Since the court had already ruled that the tax bill was wrong, but Big Wolf only withdrew the tax bill for 5 years and kept the tax bill for 1 year. Because of the wrong tax bill, you can't access to your land for many years, and now he even forced to auction it off unlawfully.
The big wolf is going too far. But don't worry, I believe that if we work together, we can defeat the big wolf.
Therefore, the three little pigs joined the Fair Tax Reform Alliance to speak up for themselves and the whole village. They discovered that, in addition to themselves, there were other animal friends who were being persecuted by the big wolf. They realized that the legal and tax persecution had been going on in the village for a long time.
Since so many cases are tax victims, some crying in the night, some even attempting suicide. It is right for us to stand up and speak out for all of us.
Because of the help of my partners in the Fair Tax Reform Alliance, the big wolf has revoked my unjustified tax bill. Great! Because of everyone's help, the big wolf has returned the illegally auctioned house to me too. Now, I want to use my own power to help more people.
Since then, other animals have joined the ranks of the Fair Tax Reform Alliance and ACT1219, demanding the reform of the unjustified tax system.
How recently I have had very itchy ears and feel that a lot of people are saying negative things about me. Stop talking, it's too much for my ears.
The big wolf, unable to withstand the pressure of public opinion, finally escaped from the village on his own, and from then on, all the animals could live happily in the village again. Do you think this is only a story? In fact, these are all real in our lives.
我是曾建元，我也是税灾户。我的著名的案子就是文刀挥手处，后来透过行政程序法117条，让我们的政府变更了他原来错误的行政处分。在我们今天太极门的案子，面对同样的问题，就是政府违法行政处分或者是司法判决有矛盾的地方。那我们的法律是不是走到这边就走不通了呢？我们还有一个行政执行法第9条第3项，只要行政执行的单位他认为这个行政执行的命令有法律上的疑义，他都可以停止执行，然后呢请求上级再重新再做成这个考量。那我们要知道，判决违法的话，人民是可以有申请再审之诉的权利。所谓的再审，就是如果判决违法，或者是有发现新的证据，推翻原来的判决所依据的这个事实的话， 那么都可以重启这个判决啊。那么今天我们可以看到，81年的判决跟其他年度的判决有截然不同的一个认定。那么显然，81年度的判决它有问题，它是违法的，明白讲就是这个样子。否则的话，其他年度都违法吗？所以呢，我们行政执行处的这些官员都是司法官出身的，他凭着他的法律的常识，他就也可以看出来啊，这个81年度判决跟其他年度判决的不同。在这种情况之下，他还要悍然执意的来执行这个拍卖的程序，这叫做明知故犯，知法犯法。因为这个案子属于财政部的职权，财政部长呢，他只要秉持了他作为国家的财政首长的良心，依照他的职权，他就有权下令相关的这个执行的程序暂停。财政部长苏建荣不是不知道太极门的案子，他非常清楚，他为了保护他的官位，他不敢动用他的职权，就是这么简单而已。苏建荣上面还有谁？行政院长苏贞昌。行政院是国家最高行政机关，这个案子我不相信苏建荣敢一手遮天，没有报告让苏贞昌知道今天的民怨所在。如果苏贞昌放任这个违法的判决来执行，来没收人民的财产，那你愧对你曾经是美丽岛大神的辩护律师，你愧对台大法律系那些师长，你的同学，你愧对作为中华民国最高的行政首长，我们人民对你的托付，对你的期待。最后，苏贞昌上面还有一个蔡英文，他是我们中华民国的总统，人民选他出来干什么？维护民权，维护国家的主权，维护人民的主权。今天他放任我们的国家，我们的官员玩法弄权，然后最后要没收民产，你这样配对，作为一个中华民国的总统，然后你又是台大法律系毕业啊，又有律师资格，你这样算一个法律人，算是一个中华民国的总统吗？
March 30th this year, only when the clerk came to my house for the handover did I know that my house has already been auctioned off, just when I was totally oblivious to this. Suddenly I received this devastating news. Therefore, I will never forget, I will always remember their loathsome behavior when they came to my house for the handover, when I was begging them. They didn't even want to talk to us. They showed a very disdainful look. This is the first time in my life to see the harsh feelings of officials towards the people. I have no father since I was a child. My mother raised 6 children. My mother is very devoted. The day when I saw my mother talking to them, she was pleading with them. That kind of disappointment, really, my tears welled up. Why couldn't I give my mother a good life? Why did I let my mother bear such inexplicable disappointment and loneliness? Just when I was very, very disappointed, I saw the enforcement agency showing the media something that had nothing to do with this execution, saying that I was behind on health insurance premiums and taxes. They also deliberately attacked me online. Is this what the enforcement agency calls human rights, love, and care? As the day of handover approaches day by day, as I read the constant abuse towards me on the internet, I once went to the seaside in the middle of the night and silently stared at the sea until dawn, before returning home, feeling helpless. Now that I have received help from the Society for our family to be absolved, I really want to thank the people in the society and the media for their help. Since I have received this help, I also pledge that I will do my best to use my power to help others, just like those who have helped me previously. I really thank you all. Thank you.
The auction process has been legally concluded.
From the video, we can see that the three little pigs bravely stand up for not only themselves, but the animals who are also persecuted similarly. Only when the situation that all of people are happy will the world become a better one. Thank you for your watching today and wish you have a nice day. See you next time. Bye.